Hey there people, seems it's time for another lock modification project. The recipient in this case will be this Lockwood 334 B45. In particular, what I'm going to be doing is taking these BiLock parts that I have laying around and try and make some good use out of them. So, to make this happen, I'm going to need to make some modifications to this cylinder. In particular, why I need to make some room inside the cylinder for the sidebars. Now, to give me a bit of help so I don't wander off track, I've marked the sides of the cylinder with an outline pen to help keep me on track. So, having done that much, the next step is to take a needle file with a nice sharp edge, and try to cut a nice straight and clean line inside of the cylinder on both sides. And after that, maybe take a slightly rounder file, or maybe even a rotary tool, and just try to clean that up a little bit. And so with that much done, it's time to make some more cuts. This time I need to make a couple of cuts to accommodate these little ball bearings, which are part of the quick change core feature. So once again, to help me keep on track and not wander off course, I've made a couple of marks on the outside of the cylinder to help guide me along. After which, it's back in again with a nice and sharp file to cut some guidelines to help me come in with another file or a rotary tool and finish that job off. Now, after cleaning up a little bit with the rotary tool, it's time to test and make sure we're on the right track. So, taken the plug and placed it in one of the two quick change positions. Here it's in 1 o'clock. I could have also done it at 11 o'clock, but I just wanted to make sure that the cuts were deep enough and wide enough to enable everything to slip in. So as you can see, it does slip inside the cylinder. However, you probably notice that it's not flush, and that's because I need to make even more cuts inside of the cylinder, primarily just on the inside of the cylinder, to allow the plug to fit in perfectly, or as close to as possible at least anyway. So that's what is coming for me now. And that's exactly what I've done here. I've just taken a rotary tool and, as carefully as possible, gone around the inside edge of the cylinder to take away enough material to allow the plug to fit in as cleanly as possible. And as you can see, after doing that much, the plug fits in much more snugly than it did before. So, it would appear we're kind of on the home stretch, so time to move on to the next bit of fun. Okay, so the next not quite so fun task was to make a track on the inside of the cylinder to allow the ball bearings on the plug to travel all the way around. So, kind of a hellish task. I ended up doing this with a rotary tool and one of those rounded diamond-coated burring bits. I started with just a file, and I scratched in to the inside of the cylinder to give me something to help keep me on track, and then I just kind of attacked it from there. So that much is roughly done. And now with that track cut into place for the ball bearings to travel around the cylinder, the plug can actually be turned. Hooray! So that's pretty much it for the cutting. Thank God for that. So, time for a little test, I guess. I mean, no pins are in this thing, but we'll see how it goes for the moment to make sure everything works. So it's locked. Just going to use another BiLock key. And locked. So, that much worked. Oops. Didn't lock it properly. Not a bad start. Probably not the cleanest of work inside here, but to be able to get it to the point that it does work is, I don't know, pretty pleasing for me. So the next step for me will be to pin this up. Now I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to pull it off with the limited amount of BiLock pins that I have. So it's either I'm going to have to try and source some more pins to be able to finish this lock, or I have another trick up my sleeve where I've got an idea that it shouldn't be too bad or too difficult to make some BiLock pins. I've thought about it and I think I can do it. So I guess we'll see how it goes. In any case, there you go. Little bit of lock butchery. Peace and respect. I'm out.